when I saw this question, it's actually very, like, it's not easy. That is the truth, especially if you don't know where to start from. Okay, now let me tell you where you need to start from in this type of question. The first thing you need to do is for you to understand how best you can express this particular one. Okay, this one say x to the power of 12, right? If we should use the law of indices, we can express x to the power of 2 as what? X squared to the power of 6. Welcome to today's class. I'm going to show us step by step how to achieve the result of this type of question. All I ask for is that you pay attention and that you listen very well, okay? All right, now looking at this, like I said, this is what we are targeting. Once you're able to get x squared to the power of 6, we keep manipulating it until we get x to the power of 12. Now, how is x to the power of 2 to the power of 6 equal to x to the power of 12? You need to recall the law of indices that states that a to the power of m, okay, raised to the power of n is the same thing as a to the power of m times n. All right, so that means that x to the power of 2 to the power of 6 is the same thing as x to the power of 2 times 6, which will give us x to the power of 12. Now, the first hurdle we need to cross, okay, is how to get x to the power of 2. That is number one. Now, that is very easy. We can actually get x to the power of 2 if and only if we square this x, right? So let's get to it and see how it goes. All right, now the question is x, permit me to clean this, okay, that x over 1 is equal to 1 plus square root of 5 over 2. Now let's cross multiply. If we do that, we have 2x, right, is equal to 1 plus root 5 times 1, which will still give us 1 plus what? Root 5. Now, remember our target, x squared. So don't worry, we are getting to that. Now, let's subtract 1 from both sides of this equation, all right? If we do that, we have 2x minus 1 is equal to what? Square root of 5. Now, this is time to square. Yeah, now let's square both sides of this equation. Square both sides, we have 2x minus 1 squared, okay, is equal to root 5 squared. Now, this square is going to cancel this square root, right? So we are going to be left with 5 alone. So we have that 2x minus 1 all squared is equal to what? 5. Now, remember this algebraic identity that states that a minus b all squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab. Okay, a squared plus b squared minus 2ab. Now, in this case, our a is 2x, our b is 1. So our a is equal to 2x and our b is equal to 1. Okay, so we are just going to substitute this into this to get our solution. Now, if we do that, recall that we are trying to get the solution to 2x minus 1 squared, okay? So as according to the identity, it's going to be a squared, that is 2x squared, right, plus b squared, our b is 1, that is 1 squared, minus 2 times our a is 2x, while our b is 1. Okay, all right. Now, let's analyze what we have here. If we do that, we are going to have 2x squared is going to be 2 squared will give us 4. X squared will give us x squared, right? Plus 1 squared will give us 1. Minus 2 times 2x will give us 4x. Times 1 will still give us 4x. All right. The whole of this is this. So it is equal to 5. Now, let me repeat what I wrote here, just in case. So we have 4x squared plus 1 minus 4x is equal to 5. Okay, now at this point, let's transfer this plus 1 to the other side. If we do that, it becomes minus 1, okay? Or you say, let's subtract 1 from both sides of this equation. All right, so we have 4x squared minus 4x is equal to 5. This will cross to become minus 1. So we have 4x squared minus 4x is equal to 4. Notice that we have 4, 4, 4, 4. Let's just divide through by 4, all right, so that we have something simpler. And if we do that, divided by 4, divided by 4, divided by 4, okay? So this we divide this, we have x squared, all right, minus this we divide this, we have x is equal to this we divide this, we have 1. Okay, now remember what I told you, that our intention is to get the value of x squared. Now look at x here. So that is what we want to get. Now our x squared will be equal to 1. Let's transfer this to the other side. Now this is minus x. So if we transfer it to this side, it becomes plus x, right? So it becomes plus x. So this is a very important equation. So let's call it equation 1. Why are we are going to see why this is very important. Now, remember what I said, that to get x to the power of 12, okay, we need x squared to the power of 6, right? So we need x to the power of 12 is equal to x squared to the power of 6. Now, we are going to substitute this x squared as 1 plus 2 into this equation. So we have x to the power of 12 is equal to 1 plus x, all right, to the power of 6. Now, do not be tempted. You know, when I looked at this, the first time I saw it, when I got to this point, I was tempted to use Pascal's triangle to solve this and get the solution immediately. But if you do that, you are not going to be able to get it, because you are going to have x to the power of 6 in it, and we don't have any value for that. Now, we are going to manipulate this to ensure that the highest power of x we get in each step will be x to the power of 2. Why? Because we have a value to substitute for it. So instead of me to solve this threat, I'll break this down, okay? Now, how do I do that? Recall that a to the power of m to the power of n is equal to a to the power of mn, right? Now, how do I break this down? 1 plus x to the power of 6. How? It should be the same thing as 1 plus x, all right? This to the power of 2 to the power of what? 3. Now, remember I said everything we are doing, we shouldn't exceed x to the power of 2. So we keep bringing this x to the power of 2 in everything we are doing. Now, this 1 plus x to the power of 6 can be expressed as 1 plus x to the power of 2 to the power of 3, right? Because 2 times 3 will give us 6. Now, if we expand this, we still get x squared as our highest value, and we will keep substituting this till we get our solution. Don't worry, this is very sweet, trust me. Very, very sweet. And if this is the first time you're coming across this channel, please don't hesitate to do what? Click on the subscription button and on your notification bell. Yes, so that you will be notified anytime I upload a new video, okay? All right, now, like I said, we are going to have x to the power of 12 to be equal to, is now going to be 1 plus x squared, right, to the power of what? 3. All right, so I'm going to repeat what I have here in case if my camera did not capture that. So this is what we have, that x to the power of 12 is equal to x 1 plus x, all right, squared to the power of 3. All right, now we can easily expand this 1 plus x squared. Yes, because the algebra identity for that states that a plus b all squared is equal to a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. All right, now in this case, our a is equal to 1 and our b is equal to x. All right, so let's go ahead and substitute it into this particular value. So we have x to the power of 12 is going to be equal to, so 1 plus x squared will give us a squared, that is 1 squared, plus b squared, that is x squared, plus 2 times our a is 1 and our b is x. All right, so this is what we are going to have. Now permit me to clean this. Then everything will be raised to the power of 3. Okay, now we have x to the power of 12 is equal to, so we have 1 squared will give us 1, okay, plus x squared, all right, plus 2 times 1 is 2 times x is 2x. All right, everything to the power of 3. Remember what I said, that the essence is to get x squared, right? Now, having gotten x squared, remember our lovely equation that x squared is equal to 1 plus x. All right, that x squared is equal to 1 plus x. All right, so we are going to substitute that here. So we have x to the power of 12 is equal to 1 plus what? 1 plus x, all right, plus 2x to the power of 3. So we can write that x to the power of 12 is equal to, we now have 1 plus 1 will give us what? 2, plus x plus 2x will give us 3x. I told people that this particular question is sweet. Yes, it is. All to the power of 3. Okay, now recall what I said. Don't be tempted to use your Pascal's triangle or your identity. Whenever you have x to more than power of 2, always bring it down to x to the power of 2. So that means that we can express this using what I explained earlier, that x to the power of 12 is equal to what? 2 plus 3x. Okay, it's going to multiply itself, but it's going to square now, right? Yes, because this times this will give you this to the power of 3. The same base, this is 1. 1 plus 2 will give us 3. Okay, this is actually different. Now let me explain this one. What we use there, let me explain. There is this law of indices that states that a to the power of x times a to the power of y is equal to a to the power of x plus y. All right, so what this means is that if you have the same base, okay, you just add the powers once they are multiplying each other. So in this case, you know, this is same thing as 2 plus 3x to the power of 1. So in this case, we have the same base as 2 plus 3x, right? In this form. Now this is 1 plus 2 to give us this 3. All right, okay, so let's continue then. So we are still going to expand this using the algebra identity, that a plus b all squared is equal to a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. Okay, now in this case, our a, let's focus this side of the board. Now permit me to wipe this place. Okay, now in this case, this is what we have over there. Let me bring it to this side. That x to the power of 12 is equal to, we have 2 plus 3x into 2 plus 3x squared. All right, yeah, and we said that a squared plus b squared, a plus b squared, sorry, okay, that is this, is going to be equal to a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. All right, now in this case, our a is equal to 2 and our b is equal to 3x. All right, okay, now let's substitute this into this particular equation. So we're going to have that x to the power of 12 is equal to 2 plus 3x, all right, into, now our a is what? 2, so it's going to be 2 squared, right? 2 squared plus our b is what? 3x, so it's going to be 3x squared, 3x squared plus 2ab. Now what is our 2? Permit me to wipe this side as well. All right, plus our 2 times our a is what? 2 times our b is 3x. Okay, so this is what we have. Now we have x to the power of 12 is equal to 2 plus 3x bracket. Now 2 squared will give us 4 plus 3 squared. You know that this square is for both 3 and x, right? So 3 squared is 9, x squared is x squared, plus 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 3x is 12x. All right, now this is what we have. So we permit me to draw this line. So we now have that x to the power of 12 is equal to 2 plus 3x. We open this bracket. This is becoming longer. Okay, so we have 4 plus, remember the drill, 9 brackets. Remember our x squared is 1 plus x, right? 1 plus x, that is for the x squared. All right, plus 12x. Okay, now let's solve. So we have x to the power of 12 is equal to 2 plus 3x bracket 4 plus 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times x is 9x, plus what? 12x. Okay, so we have x to the power of 12 is 2 plus 3x. All right, bracket. Now 4 plus 9 will give us 13. So we have 13 plus 9x plus 12x will give us what? 21x, right? 21x. So we can now expand this bracket. So we have that x to the power of 12 is equal to 2 times 13 will give us 26, plus 2 times 21x will give us 42x. I need to slow down here so that I will not make mistake. Okay, now plus 3x times 13x will give us 39x, right? Yeah, 39x. Now 3x times 21x will give us 63x, right? Plus 63x squared, sorry, x squared. All right, so we have, permit me to clean this. Okay, so we have x to the power of 12 is equal to, now 26. Okay, we have only 26 here, plus, so we have 42x plus 39x. 9 plus 2 will give us 11. We carry 1, right? 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 4 is 8. So we have 81x plus 63x squared. Recall our drill. Anywhere you see x squared, always replace it with 1 plus x, okay? So we are going to have that x to the power of 12 is equal to 26 plus 81x plus 63 brackets 1 plus what? X. Okay, so we have that x to the power of 12 is equal to 26 plus 81x plus 63 times 1 will give us 63, plus 63 times x will give us 63x. All right, now x to the power of 12, don't get tired, we are close to the solution. Yes, very close. All right, so is equal to 26 plus 63 will give us 90, will give us 89, right? So we have 89 plus 81 plus 63, 81 plus 63. Now 1 plus 3 will give us 4, 8 plus 6 will give us 14. So we have 144x. Recall what we did there. We did collection of like terms, okay? So 26 plus 63 is 89, while 81x plus 63x is 144x. All right, now permit me to clean this like this, yeah, so that I will have enough space to work with. So this is what we have now, that x to the power of 12 is equal to 89 plus 144x. Now recall that our x is equal to 1 plus root 5 over what? 2. According to the question, this is given. So we are going to substitute this into this equation, all right? So if we do that, we have x to the power of 12, excuse me, is equal to 89 plus 144 bracket 1 plus root 5 over what? 2. All right, x to the power of 12 is equal to 89 plus. Now 144 times 1 will give us 144. 144 times root 5 will give us 144 root 5 divided by 2. Okay, so we have x to the power of 12 is equal to 89 plus 2 divide itself 1. So if you divide this 144, we have 72. If you divide this 144, we have 72. Okay, so you're going to have 72 plus what? 72 root 5. That is what we are going to have as our numerator. All right, so we have that x to the power of 12 is equal to 89 plus 72. 9 plus 2 is 11. Write 1, carry 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. So we have 161 plus 72 root 5. And this becomes the final solution. I'm glad you stayed to the end. Thank you so much and have a lovely day. Bye.